Hello and welcome back to my channel. We've just previously reacted to Ish's video, where his newest 1000 players video, right here. I got told by you guys to watch his previous one. This one is like the same concept, I guess, but it's a bit different. It's also been made 2 years ago in 2023. So I'm thinking that this might be like, I heard that there were some Easter eggs in his newest video from this video. So it's going to be interesting to see that if there's like reoccurring players or not. Oh, that was an alert. Yes. So anyways, let's just get straight into it.
In the biggest social experiment ever done in Minecraft, I scattered 1,000 people across 4 massive islands to
So
simulate
now it's
a
4.
realistic
Okay.
civilization. The
Interesting.
players were given no help or guidance, and just like in real life, if you die, you remain dead forever.
Interesting.
Now, each player has the freedom to do whatever they want. Gather resources, join a society, become a dictator, or if it comes down to it,
So yeah,
go to
that's what I saw. People were saying something about this turkey person. I have no clue who he is. I also watched what's the guy's name? Hot Sauce something. He was in the previous video, and I saw like one of his like clips that he was with a guy named a turkey.
war.
So maybe he has some importance to
many
this.
people on each island, anything
250
can happen.
each, okay.
But I can promise you one thing. This event ended up having the most entertaining story arc I've ever seen. You do not want to miss this. So pick a nation to root for and enjoy the video. I present to you the 1,000 player civilization experiment.
All right. I feel like I'm obviously gonna compare it
Don't
to
forget, if you want to participate in
like,
these videos,
to the other
join
video,
my
of
Discord
course.
server, and of course, subscribe to my channel. All right,
Already done,
everyone ready
pal.
to be
I've
teleported?
subscribed and I've liked
Jump
since
if
that
you're
other
ready.
video.
Okay, here we go.
Let's see.
I'm in.
On day
Okay.
1, all 1,000 players were teleported to their islands,
Oh,
each
nice.
its own biome. We had plains, desert, snow, and jungle.
This is huge.
Most players spent the first day scouting their island, searching for a place to settle, but almost immediately we started to see people dying, and oddly, they were all coming from the snow island. It
Why?
turned out people were freezing to death after getting stuck in powdered snow, which looks exactly like regular snow, but sucks you in like quicksand. This guy's trying to free his friend.
Jesus Christ.
Oh no. Even worse for the poor people on the snow island, trees were almost nowhere to be seen. The desert island also had very few trees, which players needed if they wanted to get wood. But the places where players did find trees quickly became extremely valuable hotspots for groups to settle at and colonize. Look at all these people coming together. Community crafting. They're making progress. Meanwhile, the people on the jungle island had a
that's like, I watched the other video and I was so obsessed with it. Like, I would want to be a part of this. I would so want to be a part of this. It would be so fun, and I would be so pissed if I died.
Actually unlimited trees, and we're thus already thinking about other things. What did you say your plan was?
I'm gonna take over the world. This is my right-hand man.
Darbo.
Right.
Hello, right-hand man Darbo.
Don't talk to him.
What?
He doesn't speak.
While having a lot of trees did seem like an advantage at first, many jungle people found the island to be difficult to traverse, given the immense amount of trees and the hostile mobs that would spawn on the surface due to lack of sunlight.
That's what I was wondering. Sorry for pausing it all the time, but in the other video, in his news video, I didn't see any like mobs except for the warden, of course. So that's what I was wondering, is like, do they have skeletons, creepers? But I guess they
The
do.
fear of traveling also made it more difficult for jungle people to talk with each other, since players could only read chat messages from people 100 blocks away from them or less. Although frankly, at least they didn't have to see what me and the admins were looking at. Lastly, we get to the Plains Island, and boy was it different from the others.
So this one seems to be the most peaceful.
It truly was just the perfect island to live on, with green grass, trees, animals, and no natural dangers. Guys, make a little animal family. or farm. Not needing to worry about dying as much as everyone else, the people on the Plains Island were among the first to start mining for resources like iron or diamonds. They were also the first to build up villages and, yes, to create civilizations.
Nice.
Throughout the first day, you could see two main groups starting to come together. One of them a democracy led by a player named Horace Crown.
Our aim is building the most beautiful and nicest city on the entire server.
And the second, also a democracy led by a player named Sidefall.
I just want to make sure nobody died.
Sidefall. He was in the other video. I remember this. He was the one that freed the warden.
It was actually kind of odd how similar these two civilizations were.
I'll
They were
pause it
both
when I see a
located
name
on the
that I
southern shore,
recognize.
They both had democratic elections, and their leaders both wanted good for their own people. I just hope nothing happens to change that.
If
Yeah.
I'm gonna make an Among Us character.
Never mind, I hope they die. Soon it was the end of day one.
Jesus-ish.
Players across all 4 islands logged off and made plans for the following day.
See, that's what I like, that they are like kicking people.
It was on day
So that
2
no
when
one can overdo
civilizations
anything.
really began to thrive. In the southeast corner of the desert, what used to be an empty patch of grass was turning into the desert's largest nation. Hello, good sir.
Yo, what's up, Ish? The Sultan is back.
You might recognize the player storming hell from my first civilization video where he led a
Wait, he's
nation
done
called-
more of these? Okay, I have to watch all of these then, I guess. I'm going back into
the
the...
Sultanate. Well, now the desert dictator is back with the Sultanate 2.0, and this
Okay.
time with a population of over 100 people.
I
Damn.
want to maintain order and peace in the desert.
The rules, as established by the Sultan, included wear proper attire, do not eat
Right.
pork, complete your mandatory work, and most importantly, acknowledge the Sultan as the supreme and divinely chosen leader. Moving on,
Right.
since it was still hard to get food in a dry climate, the people of the Sultanate focused on developing different types of food production, like fishing in the surrounding ocean. On top of this, a player named Drip Chicken made a chicken market, although when I checked it out myself, it turned out to be a very different type of market.
Welcome to Los Pollos Hermanos.
Thank
Los
you.
Pollos
Like,
Hermanos.
some totally legal sugar.
Anyway, we finally
Oh.
go back to the Snow Island. As I was flying around, I
Okay.
found what I can only describe as a British shrimp. Is the cold climate really the best place for a shrimp?
I mean, depends. But look at my little friend over here, you know?
Wait, who's your friend? Underneath?
Yeah, he's fully here. He's literally...
Oh.
Oh, wait, what?
he's chilling.
Oh, he's up here now.
No,
He's gonna die.
No, my fish buddy. Please go back down.
Despite the killer powdered snow and the occasional polar bear, the people on the Snow Island were actually doing pretty well building settlements together. Nobody
Okay.
was fighting because everyone had one common enemy, the harsh climate.
Yeah.
That being said, it turned
That's
out
what I
that
said
all of
in the other video as well. Sure, I wasn't completely wrong, but like the people that have the best climate will eventually start fighting more. Like, you know, it makes sense. Like these guys have like a
these
common
snow
enemy.
settlements might be a bit more than just little communities. On day 2, rumor was getting out about a conspiracy that, despite them all being spread out across the entire island, a lot of these snow settlements were actually all being run by one single person
Oh.
whose goal was to unify the entire Snow Island under one mighty empire. This person's
Really?
name was Alanulo, and he was running
Okay.
this entire empire recruitment operation from an underground bunker
What?
where he felt he was safe for the time being. Essentially what he would do was hold meetings with people who were already leaders of their own settlements and convince them to merge their civilizations with his empire so they would be stronger together. He would give these leaders orders to fulfill, and in exchange they would be guaranteed high-ranking positions in the empire. If
okay.
this empire actually succeeds in uniting all 300 people on the Snow Island, it would easily become the most powerful nation in the world. In fact, it would be bigger than the Sultanate and the 2 Plains democracies combined. Will this
Damn,
ambitious
alright.
plan actually succeed? Let's see what happens in the following days.
So, okay. Interesting. I'm wondering, like, if there will be, like, a big out war, you know, like in the last video. Because I feel like the story was so well written. So we have 80 players have died on day 3. Okay.
We've now covered the politics of every island except for the jungle.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? Well, quite frankly, I had no freaking idea. It was chaos. There were about 30 different camps and tribes spread out across the entire island,
Damn.
and a lot of them were in constant fights with each other.
See, they have everything and then they're fighting.
What is going on? There's a fight here. Here's a tribe that imprisoned one of their own members for being, quote, too rich.
I
What?
say we tax him and then let him out of jail. Who else?
Boots,
Okay.
take your shoes.
So overall, there was chaos, nobody trusted one another, and to add to this, nobody wanted to travel too far into the jungle because they were scared of rogue tribes and especially hostile mobs. In fact, we actually had to remove creepers on day 3 because they were killing too many people.
Oh.
Whoever asked.
Now,
I
there were
would be
actually
so pissed
two
if I died to
tribes
that.
were considered the most influential in the jungle. The first, a river-based settlement called the Sea People, whose leader was killed almost immediately by a random rogue tribe. The new leader,
Nice.
Yeatspeak, dedicated his rule to maintaining order, but also to keeping his people happy by setting up events like stand-up comedy nights.
I got a few jokes about unemployed people. Oh wait, none of them work.
The second influential tribe was located in the dead center of the jungle, and it was what appeared to be a faction revolving around the worship of a player named Seth. Hello,
Seth.
Mr. Seth.
Oh, what's up, bro?
Wait, are they
this
all
is just
wearing...
creepy. You're
Wait,
telling
what?
me this isn't a personality cult?
Nah, I wouldn't say that. It's a way of life, alright? It's a religion.
Lastly,
Right.
as I was flying around, I happened to run into this guy again.
I'm gonna take over the world.
Oh.
Believe it or not, he had actually become the leader of a pretty impressive settlement. Granted, there was a lot of internal drama in his tribe.
Do you
Right.
see this like really cool tower thing that we're building here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great.
Yeah. It's really cool, isn't it? And do you see our farm over there? It
Uh-huh.
looks really
I'm
cool
100%
and nice. Now come over here. Could you tell us what this is?
In short, 2 of Wazik's tribe members built a librarian's tower, and he thought it was ugly and wanted to burn it down. Now, when I
Right.
talked to the librarians, they said Wazik just doesn't like the library because he's illiterate. As
I
said,
think also those people, Susuke and Penguins, was in the other video as well. They were driving a wood business of some sort. They killed off
drama.
slaves.
Now, the jungle wasn't the only place having problems. The Plains Island was
Here we
seeing
go.
both a surge in development, this whole place is awesome, but also a rise in tension.
Yeah.
The leader of one of the Plains democracies, Horus Crown, had found out that the other Plains nation, run by Sidefall, had reached out to the Snow Island looking for
Oh.
potential alliances. Horus Crown did not like that Sidefall was reaching out to other islands instead of reaching out to him, so
Yeah.
he quickly established his own alliance with 2 other Plains settlements, both located on the east side of the island, which would essentially cut off Sidefall's access to most of Plains if a war were to break out.
We think
Okay.
Sightful is definitely up to something, and we're planning to stop him.
The people living on the Plains Island, who had otherwise taken their peaceful lives for granted, were getting very worried about a potential massive war that would devastate their homes.
Yeah, because that's what I'm wondering as well. Is like, is this the same thing of like there's borders between these islands? I guess there would be. It would make sense.
We want family, not war.
Meanwhile, on the desert island, the Sultan Storming Hell was not happy when he discovered that a group of mountaineers had made their home
Crazy
on
Gojo
the
as well.
mountains surrounding the Sultanate. So, the 2 groups had a meeting to discuss this dispute over land.
Why does the Sultanate have any more right to a plot of land?
Simply, might makes right. We're
Might
stronger,
makes
so if
right.
It comes down to it, maybe
Jesus.
People in the desert were starting to get worried about Storming Hell's tyrannical nature, so some of them moved to a quickly growing democratic nation on the other side of the island.
Oh, wait,
This was
Saparata?
Syria, the name derived from the Greek word for freedom. I asked their elected president, Saps, about the Sultan.
Hold on, what? Okay, I didn't know that these players were reoccurring. What?
That's-
Okay.
Hopefully we can establish some peaceful relations for now. I mean, we're in the middle of a desert. Why fight, you know?
Overall, each island had its own conflict between the desert's sultan dominance, the plains' alliance disaster, the jungle's total chaos, and the Snow Empire's takeover. At least one of these conflicts was bound to erupt very soon.
Yeah,
And
who?
the conflict was Plains. At the
Plains,
beginning of day
okay.
4, a propagandist told everyone that Sidefall was about to attack the Plains Island. Horus Crown called a code red, and everyone on Plains
Code
was
red.
freaking out, including these guys at the center of the Plains Island who built a tavern
Oh.
on a lake. I spoke with the bartender.
Welcome to the tavern. I hope you can enjoy a nice beer since it might be our last.
Damn.
So at this
What?
point, you're probably wondering, what was Sidefall actually doing? Well, it turns out Sidefall was just as confused as everyone else, since he had no plans to attack anyone. The propagandist had lied.
I have no clue what these guys are talking about. I don't want to attack anyone. I don't want a civil war.
You were framed. I can't believe it. So now, both sides were gearing up for a war over nothing but a miscommunication. And
Oh my God.
Sidefall was desperately trying to reach out to the other planes leaders, saying that he didn't want war. The other leaders doubted him, but they actually agreed to meet with him as long as they met on neutral ground.
The tavern.
Whoever told you
Okay.
guys I want war is lying.
Tell us the truth then.
While they talked, Horace Crown secretly had undercover spies search Sidefall's entire village, but he wasn't aware
What?
Sidefall had someone else place a
What?
bomb TNT under his village. But before things went too far,
Eh?
Folks, we have a peace deal.
Oh.
by the
A peace
thinnest
deal.
of margins, crisis was averted. After talking, the leaders had made a peace treaty. I actually didn't get to
Okay.
see much of the meeting, but here's essentially what happened. Sidefall first apologized to the other planes leaders for not being open with them, specifically about his relationship with the Snow Island. He
True.
told them he had only reached out to Snow in hopes to get on the good side of a player named A Freakin' Turkey.
Turkey.
Who was apparently
Yep.
Alanulo's second in command.
Second
the
in
planes
command,
leaders
okay.
discussed their disagreements on foreign relations, Horace Crown preferring keeping alliances within planes, and Sidefall believing in making allies on other islands. But they were able to put their differences aside. They banished the propagandist from the
Oh
Plains
my God.
Island. And at the end, the four major Plains nations created a Great Plains Alliance. The
Okay.
Plains Island went from being on the brink of war to being the most united
I don't trust that they put
island
though
of
like
all.
TNT and stuff like that. Like that will definitely
It
come in
wasn't
handy
just
later.
planes. Toward the end of the day, all four islands were prospering. From the people on Snow collecting resources and building together, to the people in the desert working on the Sultan's build project, which was to create a massive holy city. Even the
Oh my
jungle
God,
was at
okay.
peace at the end of day 4, since the remaining jungle people were just thankful that they were still alive.
Yeah.
Soon though, it was the next day. But before we let people back onto the server, the admins and I decided to add a little something.
What? Whoa.
We added a
Okay.
fifth island in the center of the world, and we didn't tell the players that we did this. We wanted to see who would
Oh.
discover the island, how long it would take to find, and then what would happen next. So we started up the server, and the wait began.
Okay, okay.
But
There must be
meanwhile, we
something
have to
valuable
talk
about
the
this.
Snow Island.
So,
Hello,
yeah.
Turkey.
Hello, Itch. How's it going?
On day 5, the player A Freakin' Turkey finally gave me a full explanation of the mysterious Snow Empire, which I found out was named the Aculon Empire.
Aculon, okay.
Still
I have to
fearing
like
for his safety.
that's the thing. It was so hard to like remember the names of the previous video because there were so many names. I feel like this one is like worse because there's so many more nations.
The Empire's founder, Alanulo, gave orders entirely from his secret underground bunker, while his second in command, A Freakin' Turkey, carried out his orders and led the people on the ground. You
Okay.
guys have settlements across the entire island.
There is a lot. Just know none of it was made by slaves.
The
Oh,
Empire
okay, good.
relied on strict order to maintain peace. It's now 200 citizens were each assigned a daily job like building, mining, or fighting.
Damn, alright.
And whenever they were online, all citizens were required to be in 2 Discord voice channels at once, which
What?
I didn't even know was possible. Also, the Aculon Empire made it a point to document everything, including its list of members, its hierarchies, its physical
What?
landmarks. But what I found most impressive was the high-level operation going on in this seemingly regular building.
This singular
What?
building is the richest place in the entire server.
They called this the Quartermaster's House, and it was where the
Okay.
Aculon Empire not only collected and stored all its resources, but also distributed items using a complex request system, where, for example, a citizen asks for iron ingots, and then the Quartermasters decide exactly how much iron that citizen deserves based on a detailed algorithm they developed.
What?
Try to break it into
This is insane.
Not yet.
Holy.
Let's just say, if you tried to get in with
Like-
permission, you're not gonna get a very nice welcome.
And
I actually like this is what I was hoping that they would do in the other video, like something like this, like they have like a system, and I actually like this empire. Aculon, you're doing
Do
great.
not. Just a few minutes later,
Damn.
this player, Xelius, was caught trying to sneak his way in, and he was sentenced to a public execution to be held the next day. Things are kind of strict around here, huh?
As long as they don't take away my squid, I'm a happy man.
Oh.
Man, look at him.
The Snow Island continued to be hyper-vigilant about criminals, but so were other nations, like the Desert Sultanate, which made an inescapable prison. He is surrounded by lava. Or Assassination in the jungle, which made a giant sand trap.
Holy
This is
shit.
Evil.
Just you wait until we have a nice little deliberation with something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be put to death, you know. Like,
Even planes didn't feel exactly safe, as this self-described capitalist nation made a giant wall to protect its people.
What?
We want to make sure that communists cannot take this away from us.
But as I was
What
talking to
the
these
hell?
guys, I got tipped off from someone in the desert that something big was about to happen.
Oh.
The Sultanate army's on the move.
What's happening? Sultan.
The Sultan had sent his elite squad on a secret nighttime mission. Their goal? To find a group of people that had been rumored to want to assassinate the Sultan. They're on the north side of the island now.
So yeah, okay, this is our target, this is our target.
Damn, okay, it's a small village.
According to the Sultan, the people hiding in this little settlement were indeed the attempted assassins, and now the group had a decision to make.
Based on what, though?
Do we kill this guy?
Up until now, there hadn't been any violence between desert nations. Will this be the breaking point?
Yep, it is. Damn, okay.
We are showing the desert that if you make plans to kill me, justice will come for you.
The Sultan's elite squad spent the rest of the night raiding the settlement, but during their chase of another suspected assassin, they ran, literally, into a major dilemma.
We know he's running to Syria.
The guy they were trying to kill was running toward the democratic nation of Theria to get asylum there. The Sultanate is really about to roll up on Theria. Holy, this could cause a major conflict. But the Sultanate's army didn't care. They burst into Theria and searched every single house to find this one person, who ultimately ended up getting away. Meanwhile, the people of Theria were freaked out by the raid,
this
but
is...
when they looked to their leader Saps for guidance, he was nowhere to be seen.
Where is he?
Fled.
Why did he flee?
Eventually, the Sultanate's army left, but Theria was not going to forget this.
Okay, yeah, this is gonna create tension. So 170 people have died now? Oh, the execution. Why is it celebrated so much?
Attempting to blow up the quartermaster's house, Xelius betrayed our people. And
Damn.
for this, he must die.
Yes.
Glory to Aculon.
Glory. Damn. There's also like glory to West Ham.
For a freaking turkey, the execution was successful, but the Empire didn't yet have a written constitution or a justice system. So a freaking turkey met with a player who claimed to be a lawyer to set up a legal system.
You get the smaller seat, unfortunately, but do know it is quite important as well.
I'm used to cramming into tight spaces.
Afterward, a freaking turkey took his guard to Drew and confronted some farmers who he claimed weren't producing enough food for the Empire.
What?
I swear I will not miss any payment I have to owe you.
Drew, the bow, please.
I expect 5 stacks of bread delivered within 1 to 2 business days.
Even though he
5
was a little
stacks.
tyrannical at times, a freaking turkey was actually becoming very well liked in the Aculon Empire because he got things done and he was a charismatic speaker.
Damn, they got like...
Fellow citizens, it is my distinct honor to pronounce Steve and Pixel as husband and wife.
Alright, okay. They also have...
Even though he was only the
Oh my
second in command of the Snow's Aculon Empire,
Bro, they're
many
doing it
people were
dirty.
starting to view a freaking turkey as a
Jesus.
better candidate for leader than Alanulo.
That's what I was about to say. Like, this is what you kind of get. Like, that's the negative side of it. It's like, they will only see him as that.
People in the Empire had never even seen Alanulo, given that he's been hiding underground the entire time, afraid of being assassinated. In fact, some of his own citizens weren't even sure he existed. While Alanulo ruled from afar, only talking with high-ranking officials, a freaking turkey was considered a man of the people, someone who talks to everyone. In fact, a freaking turkey had gained so much notoriety that leaders of other nations were starting to reach out to him for alliances rather than to Alanulo. So, as a result of all of this, Alanulo was starting to get a little worried.
Well, I mean,
Turkey knows that I created this empire and its entire political system, and as long as I am alive, I will be its only ruler.
Yeah, but you know, you have to gotta show your face, man. Like, you can't. It doesn't work like that. It does not work.
That's very funny.
Let's see how this is going here.
Here on the Jungle Island, things haven't slowed down one bit. Amidst the chaos, this small group had made a monkey religion, and their goal was to build the biggest tree in the entire world.
Whoa!
While everyone else is fighting and killing each other, we are peacefully building.
By now, every tribe in the jungle seems to have its own goal. These guys, building a tree.
Yeah.
This group, called the Blue Cross, provided food and
Blue
shelter
Cross.
to refugees. Meanwhile,
Okay.
Isaac's goal, which was still to take over the world, was seemingly driving him mad, especially after the librarians built a second tower.
Oh my god.
You did this out of spite, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah.
Overall, it seemed like there was a lot on Wazik's mind, as if he was planning something.
I feel like this Wazik guy is gonna be like, you know, you take him as this like Joker, right? But he's gonna be like one of the most influential people, or like he's gonna like do something really big.
Meanwhile,
Damn, that's a big
Seth
trap.
and the Sea People were still the two biggest tribes in the jungle, and both pursued very innovative political strategies. For example, Seth got married, but only so he could parade around the jungle and demand wedding gifts from everyone. And you know what? It freaking worked. The Sea People, on the other hand, had taken on a massive goal, which was to finally end the chaos in the jungle. And they did this by sending out stealth groups and hunting down thieves, murderers, and anyone who they claimed did wrong. However, some of the supposed wrongdoers they killed were actually allies of Seth. In response, Seth demanded that the Sea People stop their initiative immediately, but the Sea People planned to continue. All of a sudden, the jungle island was on the verge of a massive war, as if there wasn't enough chaos already.
So only 20 people died that day again. Let's see. Oh, someone made it to the island.
Is someone actually here?
I think so. Whoa, this is crazy. This is awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
On day 7, a player named the Pokemonkey discovered the secret 5th island. The island had a mysterious dead terrain, a small pre-built village in the center, and underground, it contained netherite, which is the strongest and rarest resource in the world.
That's the rarity of it.
Now, Pokemonkey was a part of Sidefall's nation in Plains, and he quickly alerted Sidefall about the very strange and unexpected discovery he just made. He's taking the Blue Lantern so people believe him. Guys, I'm not lying, there really is an island. 2 minutes later, another person found the center island. This time, someone from the jungle.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a domino effect, more and more people started arriving, typically either alone or in small groups like these guys from the desert. Even though they all came from different islands and nations, nobody was fighting. In fact, they seemed to be forming friendships and simply admiring this new mysterious
That's what I really liked about like the last video as well, is that like you have these people that like have no clue that they existed, and now they exist, and like they just I don't know how to say this, like they just like, you know, coexist together. It's so nice to see.
And this is amazing. Quickly, word began spreading across the world that there was a 5th island. And about 30 minutes into day 7, basically everyone knew. It was crazy how fast everyone found out. Now, some nations were hesitant about visiting, believing that the island was some sort of trap, while other nations like the Aculon Empire sent out large exploratory groups to investigate the island. So Aculon
There's so much diamonds.
Instead of mining for netherite, they're taking the wool from the tents.
Oh yeah, they
don't have sheep in the Snow Island.
True.
That makes sense. Something I found interesting was that no nation, not even the Snow Empire, had the courage to publicly claim the center island as part of their nation.
Yeah, that's something going to be like the start of a war.
Probably because it would result in conflict with other nations, which was my secret intention when adding the island, that it would cause some type of war. But it didn't cause a war. Or maybe just not yet.
Definitely something will happen there.
Meanwhile, I present to you the story.
Oh,
of
the Los Pollos Hermanos. Yep. He's grown to be quite big here.
Wow, you've really expanded your business.
Yeah, we're doing quite well.
Because starvation was such a big problem in the desert, Drip Chicken had made it his life's mission to feed the people of the desert.
Nice.
And ever since I spoke with him on day 2 next to his little food stand, Los Pollos Hermanos had become a staple of the Sultanate. But his business would soon run into some problems. See, on days 4 and 5, the Sultan storming hell was unsatisfied with the slow progress on his build project, the Holy City. So he demanded that the farmers of the Sultanate stop growing food and instead work on his build project. And just like that, the food supply going into Los Pollos Hermanos had completely stopped. The restaurant suddenly had no food available to sell. Having no food, Drip Chicken was instead forced to sell some questionable products.
Oh my god.
And if he was caught selling these products by either the Sultan or the Sultan's twin guards, he would probably receive a life sentence in the Sultanate prison.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, the farmers of the Sultanate were unhappy since they wanted to farm, not be forced to build.
Yeah.
So in a rebellious move on day 5, Drip Chicken and the farmers secretly set up a meeting with Saps, the leader of Theria.
Damn, okay.
I know you want to move to Theria, but if you do, the Sultan will send his elite squad to hunt you down.
So, what do we do?
Go to plains or something. There's about to be chaos in the desert.
And Saps was correct. There was about to be chaos in the desert. For reasons he couldn't tell the farmers just yet, but he did tell me.
You know who Davert is?
Yeah, I think so. He's one of the twin guards, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's about to leave the Sultanate and join me.
Why?
Really? The 2 people the Sultan trusts the most are his 2 twin guards, the brothers Davrit and Zamta, but one of them had grown tired of the authoritarian and warmongering ways of the Sultan. So Davrit
He's just gonna switch. He's just gonna jump ship and just go to Saps instead.
Together, they created the single craziest plan I have ever heard, and this was it. First, Davrit leaves the Sultanate to join Theria.
Yep.
Next, the Sultan finds out about the betrayal and sends his elite squad to kill Davrit.
Yep.
Then, when the elite squad is away hunting for Davrit and the Sultan is therefore alone, Davrit will sneak back into the Sultanate and kill the Sultan. Davrit will then claim leadership over the Sultanate, and as the new leader, he will finally bring peace to the desert. Davrit, there is no way
This is a long plan, but
trust me, you'll work, alright?
So at the end of day 7,
Alright, okay.
Davrit snuck out of the Sultanate and headed to Theria to begin the operation, while Drip Chicken and the farmers fled to the Plains Island. On their way out, some of them took one final look back at their home, at their restaurant, knowing that they would probably never see it again, knowing that the story of Los Pollos Hermanos had come to an end.
Rest in peace, Los Pollos. I am actually surprised that there are like a lot of people left. I thought that more people would die in this.
On day 8, there was a major event on the Snow Island.
Okay.
For the first time ever, Emperor Alanulo had come out from his underground bunker. He had summoned the entire Snow Island to the Aculon Castle so he could publicly be crowned as the leader.
So yeah, he just wants to take control.
All high-ranking officials were required to provide Alanulo a gift.
I present to you a high-quality pair of premium brand sneakers.
Thank you, Applewood.
I, Baron Saul Goodman, give you this present, Lord Alanulo. My presence is your present.
After the gifts, Alanulo asked
Who is this
his
count?
command, a freaking turkey, to make a speech affirming Alanulo's undisputed leadership.
My friends, the Aculon Empire is the strongest nation in the world. Not because of one leader, but because of all of us.
Thank you, Turkey.
At the end
Okay,
of the
I don't think
ceremony,
that people will like
Alanulo
this,
asked
though.
all of his citizens to follow him out of the castle, down the main path of the Empire, in a symbolic move meant to showcase the unity of the Snow Island.
I think that they are the strongest right now. I would say the Snow Island. They might be.
But this image of unity was only a mirage. There was a lot of discontent building within the Empire for many reasons. People didn't like that Alanulo's knights were constantly bossing them around, nor did the Aculon builders like it when Alanulo forced them to work on the Aculon castle instead of letting them finish their own projects. There was this general sense that Alanulo might be overreaching with his power, especially when he started spying on his own citizens to see who was criticizing his leadership. See, Alanulo believed that in order for his citizens to have a good life, they have to live in a strong nation, and the only way to maintain a strong nation was through complete unity under a powerful and unchallenged leader. This is why Alanulo was fearful about the discontent within his nation.
I can understand the thought pattern of him, but as we saw, like, in the other video with the rich and poor, like, with Call Me Kaz, she just did not care. Like, people could do whatever they wanted, and it worked. She became like one of the strongest. So,
as well as the rising popularity of his second in command, A Freakin' Turkey. Knowing that they were being spied on, many of A Freakin' Turkey's supporters were becoming scared living on the Snow Island, afraid that they would be executed for not supporting Alanulo's leadership. So, with the help of A Freakin' Turkey, plus another high-ranking official, its Ender, some Aculon citizens organized secret evacuations out of the Snow Island through underground tunnels, some of which led to Seth's nation in the jungle, others going to Sidefall's nation in plains. Both Seth
so they're
and
just
Sidefall
abandoning
were very
ship here.
open to accepting refugees, especially those who opposed Alanulo, someone who they believed to be a dangerous tyrant. Also, they had just found out that Alanulo had actually sent spies all across the world, including into their own nations, so they didn't like him very much.
yeah, I feel like there's a general consensus here that I get what he was trying to do, but he's doing it wrong now. You know?
Mr. Turkey, are you starting a revolution?
No, I do not want a revolution. I just want to make sure Alanulo doesn't kill these people.
When are you going back to the Snow Island?
Probably tomorrow, because I'm going to try and host a meeting with Alanulo. I just think he's gone too far.
So while A Freakin' Turkey stayed on the plains island for the rest of the day, Seth and Sidefall created the first ever multi-island treaty. This treaty not only established Seth and Sidefall as allies, but it also declared their nations refugee states, ones that are willing to accept all people fleeing from dictatorial regimes like the Sultanates or the Aculon Empire. As for A Freakin' Turkey's position in the Aculon Empire, he was still technically the second in command, but it was only a matter of time before Alanulo finds out about the missing citizens, and then it's very likely that Turkey will be stripped of his position or be kicked out of the Snow Island entirely.
Bro, I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Himself.
Like, I can see the possibility here of Alanulo and the Sultan going together. That could be a possibility. Like, they can have like a common enemy, but I feel like it's not like a strong connection because it is like only through hatred, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I don't know if... Wait, is that a
basketball court? What?
Day 8, the center island was getting a lot of visits from curious players, and instead of fighting each other, everyone was just kind of hanging out and doing their own thing.
So this is kind of like just a peace area. Like, what?
What is this? Don't question me. Later that night, some adventurers started terraforming the dead terrain, making it green.
Oh.
This actually looks not bad. These guys, meanwhile, made a secret underground church, and they hosted many ceremonies and cultural events. What type of ritual is this? Now, I actually attended 2 churches on day 8, the second one in Sidefall's nation, although I was very disturbed by the person sitting next to me.
What the hell?
Life became more sacred. Only few impart the wonders they hold. right way to lead this world.
What is happening?
Whoa, what did I do? They're taking him away.
How is this
Later
happening?
that night, the Plains Island received an unexpected visit from the Aculon Empire's state-sponsored journalist. I'm with the news.
I'm with the news.
Down with the news. Go away, tabloids. Go away. No false news today. They're kicking out the journalists. Oh my god. Meanwhile, I ran into these Plains farmers who literally did nothing but plant wheat everywhere.
Oh my lord.
Now, right next to the wheat field was a cookie factory in Horus Crown's nation, which took the wheat and made a variety of baked goods. See, ever since the Great Plains Alliance was signed on day 4, the people of Plains believed their island to be, for the most part, a very safe place to live, and as a result, many players felt secure enough to run their own businesses. There was the bakery, an Outback Steakhouse, boating and kayaking, 2 KFCs, and there was the most recent addition, Los Pollos.
Hey!
You
Yes.
one in the Plains biome?
Yes.
Damn.
Claiming refugee status, Drip Chicken and the Sultanate farmers received citizenship in Side Falls Nation, where they were able to rebuild their famous restaurant, and the people of Plains welcomed the refugees with open arms. The only person who wasn't happy was the owner of KFC, who now had competition.
True.
Anyway, when word got out in the desert that Drip Chicken and the farmers had fled the Sultanate, as did Averted, many loyalists in the Sultanate were furious with these betrayals. While the
this is
Sultanate
gonna
was
boil up
still
something.
the second most powerful nation in the world, the first being Aculon, these betrayals of the Sultanate hurt the Sultan's public image, and he feared being seen as weak by the world and by his own people. So
Again,
predictably,
by the way,
Sultan
sorry for yawning. It's not that I'm tired. It's just because I've eaten. So just putting it out there.
sent his elite squad out into the
Here we
desert
go.
to try to find
That's
and
the plan.
kill both Davrit and Drip Chicken. But instead of staying home in the Sultanate, this time the Sultan traveled with his elite squad. This threw a wrench into Davrit's assassination plan, and Davrit had no choice but to keep hiding underground until he saw an opportunity to strike. Meanwhile, the leader of Theria, Saps, was extremely worried because he knew that the fate of his nation and his people rested on this assassination attempt. If it succeeds and the Sultan is killed, well, then all
gonna
is
be
well.
bad.
But if it fails, it will only be a matter of time before the Sultan finds out that Saps was behind the plan, and then there is no doubt that the Sultan will seek revenge and absolutely obliterate Theria, killing not just Saps, but all his people who, by the way, were entirely innocent. Saps purposefully didn't tell any of his citizens that he was involved in an assassination plot because they definitely wouldn't approve of something that puts them in such danger.
Wait. Whoa. Wait. Hold on here.
Because they.
Mind blown right here. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I would like you to dedicate your vision towards this guy. So Flux and Jofiel were both here. Like, what? Okay, I did not know this. All right.
Something that puts them in such danger.
Damn.
All this tension in the desert was really starting to get to some people, like this group, which made a giant lava wall around their civilization. They wanted nothing to do with the politics of the desert, and they were rather paranoid about everything.
The walls keep us safe. We can't leave the walls for long, because then we're not safe. Everyone inside the walls is safe, everyone outside is not safe. They're strangers, we shouldn't trust them. Oh, by the way, also don't push any buttons you find in here.
Okay. I actually think this group was more of a cult than a civilization, but
this
still,
seems a bit crazy.
I think they had the right idea.
Oh, it's okay.
And now we go back to the
jungle.
War.
Here we go.
I say war because both major nations had already basically decided that they cannot coexist in the jungle. Seth was mad at the Sea People for killing many of his allies, while the Sea People were mad because Seth wouldn't let them kill those who they believed to be criminals. Neither nation was willing to compromise on this, so war seemed inevitable. However, because Seth had also recently formed an alliance with Sidefall from Plains, a war between the two jungle nations would likely cause Sidefall, as well as the rest of the Plains Island, to join the battle, thus thus turning this into an actual world war. So, given that the stakes were so much higher now, both sides agreed to have one final meeting to maybe work things out. It was Wazak who quickly offered his nation as a good neutral location for the meeting, and he was quite enthusiastic about hosting.
Of course he
On
is.
day 8, Seth and the Sea People sent their highest-ranking officials.
Is this fucker gonna like activate his trap? The whole like pitfall thing that we just saw before? If so, that would be the insane plot twist.
Take place.
Alright, Seth. You're up first.
I think the Sea People are killing people for a lot of irrational reasons. So, you know, as an example, right? They had 5 stacks of cookies taken from them. That takes like 3 minutes to get, bro. And he's like, I don't think you should murder someone over that.
We requested he give it back, and he basically said no. So he was going on KOS, and we killed him.
So that was exactly what Seth just said.
Yeah, like what? You're not denying it.
Soon, the argument began to escalate.
And the people you attacked were direct allies.
I'm sorry, but what other ways do we have to stop the chaos in the jungle?
They stole. They deserve to be killed over it.
Do you really want to go to war over this?
Well, if you keep killing our people, then we won't just stand by and watch.
Uh-oh.
Alright, fine.
Oh no. Yep, he's gonna...
Alright, let's do it.
But before a fight could begin, Wazak yelled, "Double now!"
Yeah. I knew it! I said it! This little shit!
Wazak had just killed 7 people using his sand trap before getting away. Seth and the Sea People decided to put their war on hold and declared a unified worldwide manhunt.
Why would he do this?
Confused about why Wazak did
Yeah.
this, but then I remembered something Wazak had told me the day before.
Oh.
Listen, if the war breaks out, I have a plan to stop it.
Really? How?
Oh, you'll see, my friend.
But you didn't
Seth and
stop
the Sea
it.
People declared war on each other. Wazak decided to use his sand trap and make himself the villain, so that the entire jungle would make peace to unite against him,
himself.
therefore actually preventing a world war. Wazak is now
Damn,
hiding
okay.
underground.
Okay. So I see his intentions. Okay, fine. Sure. Like, you didn't succeed in killing the leaders, though, but at least they're uniting, so...
After spending most of the previous day trying to hunt down his enemies, the Sultan storming hell decided to take a break from the hunt and attend a wedding hosted by a small neighboring desert nation. It was a huge honor in the desert for the Sultan to visit your civilization, so there was a lot of buzz surrounding the Sultan's visit, and everyone in the desert knew he would be there.
This is gonna be
the
bad.
twin guard was also at the wedding, and he was quite thankful for the break since he secretly despised having to hunt for his own brother.
Yeah.
When the Sultan demanded that Davert be tracked down and killed, Zamta was horrified by this order.
Yeah,
but kept silent,
understandably
fearing
so.
that he'd be next. Zamta could only hope that Davert was far away now, hiding in a place where the Sultan would never find him. But it turned out Davert was not far away at all, because he was on a mission.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's gonna...
He's actually here.
Wait. No way, is he gonna do this?
Davert was coming to kill the Sultan, but he had to be sneaky
How?
because the Sultan
Yeah, this
was
is...
guarded by his elite team.
Exactly.
The plan was to catch him and his team off guard since it would only take a few hits to kill him.
But he's gonna die he's gonna die though.
Nervous right now. Did the wedding end? The wedding's over. He's
No.
leaving. Oh, he's leaving.
Is he gonna miss it? Wait.
Oh, Davert!
Oh shit!
Holy crap! Oh,
Oh my god.
he's hit him so many times. Wait, Stormy's getting away?
No.
He's on Davert big time. Oh.
No, my god, wait, this is actually insane. Is he gonna... Oh, is...
Oh, he's getting close. He's getting close.
Is he...
Oh, he turned around. Holy crap. Everyone's
Bro, he's getting mangled. This has turned into the horror rollout. Who's dying? Who's dying? No. Saps, man. You failed. He's gotta run. Or what? Wait, is he gonna kill himself? What? What? So now I see. Okay. So obviously you guys told me that there would be some Easter eggs in the rich and poor video from this video. I see now what you mean with the whole like jumping off of a bridge or jumping off of a tower. So he just, no word said, just did it.
Sultan's on his way back home, I think. What is happening?
What just happened? He just gave up. And his brother died. Wait. What? No way. Why did he?
Oh boy. Angry about the death of his brother Davrit, Zamta betrayed and killed the Sultan,
just died for nothing then.
What he called an act of revenge. All of a sudden, within the span of a few minutes, Storming Hell, Saps, and Davrit were all dead. Both the Sultanate and Theria were without a leader, and the desert island was in a state of total confusion.
What do you do from here?
Now, because the Sultanate didn't have a solid line of succession, there was a short power struggle that ended with the Sultanate getting completely dissolved. On day 9, the second most powerful nation in the world had fallen, and most of the Sultanate's citizens ended up fleeing. That being said, it wasn't totally the end. Some who were still loyal to the late Sultan decided to form their own militias, whose only goal was to track down Zamta and avenge the Sultan.
We are called by our divine leader to kill the dirty traitor. Mashallah.
Mashallah.
Theria, on the other hand, didn't dissolve and instead elected a new leader, a player named Jofiel, who was liked and trusted in the community. Still, the people of Theria would continue to live in a state of fear, afraid they would be invaded by one of the new desert militias. Also, they would never find out why their founder Saps jumped off the Therian tower, which he did because of guilt. After he saw Davrit die, Saps believed that the Sultan would invade and destroy Theria, and he felt too ashamed knowing that he would be responsible. It was only thanks to Zamta that the invasion didn't happen.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand his fear, but like, if he would have waited,
the desert, but the whole world. Many nations went on lockdown, including the Akulon Empire. While they technically weren't allies, Emperor Alanulo had always admired Sultan Storming Hell's strong authoritarian leadership. So after the lockdown, Alanulo sent his diplomats to the desert to offer support to the Sultanate militias. At the same time, on the Plains Island, Drip Chicken of Los Pollos Hermanos was watching the desert from afar, and he was worried about these rumored desert militias. Because Drip Chicken was from the desert, he was able to educate his customers in Plains about the politics of the desert, and after Saps' death, he encouraged Sidefall to send diplomats to Theria quickly, and Sidefall did just that. On day 9, Theria officially joined Seth and all the Plains nations in the refugee state contract. And what originally started as a simple refugee agreement between Seth and Sidefall had now turned into a worldwide alliance called the Alliance of Democratic Nations, or put simply, the Allies.
The Allies. Okay. So what? They're all just... Wait. Oh my god, look at that. Spood is here. Bro, why is everybody in this video? Like, what? Insane.
As the people of the Aculon Empire continued their daily routines, the highest-ranking officials of the Empire gathered to discuss the new existential dilemma they were now facing.
Yeah, now they're...
The Aculon Empire had always been...
It's technically not like they are the bad people here. Like, they haven't done anything that's bad, right? Technically here. So... they don't have like a reason to attack Alanulo.
Most powerful nation in the world, and it still technically is. But when adding together the populations of all the states in the Democratic Nations Alliance, it is the allies that have more people overall.
Fair enough.
This made Aculon officials extremely worried. They saw this as the first legitimate threat to the regime. Alanulo agreed with this view, but at the moment, his attention was on another problem entirely. The problem known as A-Freakin' Turkey.
Yeah.
A-Freakin' Turkey's rise to popularity had always bothered Alanulo, but now this conflict was at an absolute breaking point because yesterday, one of Alanulo's spies caught A-Freakin' Turkey helping snow citizens flee the Empire. Fleeing or defecting was strictly against Aculon law.
Now it's on.
Alanulo's
Now it's
spy
on.
also saw A-Freakin' Turkey hanging out with not just Sidefall, but nearly all the major planes leaders, which made Alanulo think, is A-Freakin' Turkey planning something? Is he secretly working with the allies? Is he about to orchestrate a full-scale revolution or an invasion of the Aculon Empire? These were all questions that Alanulo was wrestling with, and the more he thought about it, the more he convinced himself that A-Freakin' Turkey was probably committing some sort of treason and needed to be stopped.
He has all the right to think that, and it is the truth.
For a meeting, and today Alanulo accepted this request, but with a few conditions.
Right.
1, this meeting takes place at the Aculon Castle. 2, Turkey comes alone. And 3, the meeting takes place not today, but tomorrow, because Alanulo needed some extra time for his builders to finish a certain project located on the top of the Aculon Castle.
What the hell?
Nobody knew why or what the strange-looking tower was, but Alanulo insisted it be completed by the time Turkey shows up.
What the hell?
Tomorrow is certainly going to be interesting. So,
what is he building here?
Lastly, later in the day, Alanulo sent diplomats to establish alliances with both the desert militias and with the sea people.
So
in the
those
jungle.
two, yeah, sure. That makes sense.
The sea people's value of order, and he promised that he will help them stop the chaos in the jungle and help them catch their #1 most wanted criminal.
Yeah.
The sea people accepted this alliance, but they ended up not needing Aculon's help because late into day 9, Wazak decided to turn himself in.
What?
He's about to be executed. A guilty conscience, perhaps.
Yeah, like what? The monkey tribe. Oh, the big tree.
All right, Wazak, I understand you have a prepared statement. You may now read your final words.
Yes, thank you. Hello everyone, it's your old friend Wazok. In the beginning, I wanted to rule the world.
Yep.
But I've made some bad decisions. And now, it's my time to go.
You killed innocents.
If there's one thing I've learned, is that time can never be your trusted friend. Long live the jungle.
Why am I getting chills from this? Big moments happening. What do you mean? Rest in peace.
Being a criminal in hiding isn't how he wanted to live. Wazak instead chose to face his inevitable death on his own terms, and by doing so, he gave the jungle one last moment of unity.
You know what? He offered himself.
The conflict between the two major jungle tribes was still unresolved, especially now that they were in opposing alliances, but for this brief moment, there was peace in the jungle. Well, that was fun. Everyone's coming down the tree now. Most
You know what?
nations around
I respect
the world
him.
took the end of day 9 to
A
rest
Shuji.
and reflect on how far they've come. For example, the Jungle's Blue Cross tribe celebrated becoming international with at least one charity location on each island.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, in the desert, the two Sultanate militias held a funeral for the late Sultan, where they vowed to get revenge and chanted death to Theria.
Death to
They
Theria.
proceeded to finish building the Sultan's holy city in his
Oh,
honor.
shit.
Theria, on the other hand, expanded its reach into the arts and became the first civilization to develop music.
Oh my god.
Lastly, on the
Bro, the fact that like you have like, you know, a whole band in the other video later, it's so insane.
Island, businesses were booming and civilizations were thriving. On day 9, the Plains Island had finished the construction of the ISH, the International State Highway, which
National
made
State
trade
Highway.
and transportation between the major Plains nations much faster. Overall, the building and architecture and player creativity in Plains was simply amazing, and it was all made possible by the political stability of the Plains Island.
Good.
Many in the desert and jungle and snow looked at Plains as the shining beacon that they can aspire to be like one day.
Well, it's not over yet, is it? We still have one more day at least. What?
As the end of the day approached, a freak in Turkey returned to the Plains Tavern after spending the day traveling around the world, visiting civilizations in the jungle, the deserts, and of course the Plains Island.
Okay.
During many of his visits, he was very surprised when he found out that most people from these foreign nations not only knew about him, but admired him. This was because rumor had spread about his disobedience to Alanulo, and as a result, he had earned a worldwide reputation as the savior of refugees, the honorable rebel, the man who stood up to the emperor, and everywhere a freak in Turkey went, he was welcomed with open arms. By the way, I think he would have been perfect for that.
Yeah, I heard there was a comedy show here. You should have called me over.
When it came to the Akulon Empire, the truth was, a freak in Turkey had no intention of causing any type of uprising or revolution. In fact, he was strictly against the idea.
Yeah, but
knowing just how
the thing is though, like, you're against it, but you're also causing it. Like, you can understand the Alanulo in this, definitely. I feel like with the situation now, there's bound to be a war, or some will die, definitely. Whether it be Alanulo or Turkey.
Stating a major war would be, but he did want change in the empire. During his prolonged stay in Plains, he had seen what freedom and democracy look like. He had come to regret his more tyrannical actions in the early days, and he now envisioned a reformed Akulon Empire. His new dream was to bring democracy to Snow, bring freedom to the people of the Akulon Empire, and make the Snow refugees feel safe to come back home.
Right.
I might just be overly optimistic, but I think we can achieve world peace.
Okay. If a freak in Turkey is
He's
able
optimistic.
to convince Alanulo to convert the empire from a tyrannical dictatorship into a free democracy, and then the Akulon Empire ends up joining the Allies, then world peace wouldn't just be a far-fetched idea for wishful thinkers. It would actually happen. With this massive goal in mind, a freak in Turkey prepared for tomorrow for his big meeting with Alanulo.
I have a bad feeling about this, to be honest with you. I do not trust this. Turkey's gonna die.
Everything we talked about. We'll be watching.
Before a freak in Turkey took off for the Snow Island, he had met with the 4 major Plains leaders one last time to tell them what he hopes to achieve in his upcoming talk with Alanulo.
This is kind of the same situation with Spider and Spood. Like how, like, okay, if I die, then you have a reason to attack, or like now you have like now you know your enemy in a way, you know.
The Plains leaders were pessimistic. See, when they heard about about Alanulo's strict conditions for the meeting to take place. They suspected that this was going to be the meeting where Alanulo removes Turkey from his second-in-command position, or worse, puts Turkey in Aculan's prison. Whatever happens today, the Plains leaders promised Turkey that he has the full support of the allied nations. Even if they can't attend the meeting, they will be watching and will do whatever they can to help him. There we go. Turkey is now back on the snow island. I think he's going to the meeting right away.
Oh shit. What is this though? What is that up top? I am really...
Turkey's been in the castle for like a few minutes now, and Alanulo's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, what? I am so...
Alex right here.
Oh, okay.
He's on his way.
I am so, like, skeptical of this right now. Who's that? Hey?
Here we go. Everyone's here now?
Yeah.
I think everyone's here now.
So what?
Knights come to the castle. Wow, I think these are all the high-ranking officials of Aculon.
Oh, really? There's spiders there as well. Holy shit.
Hear ye, hear ye. All barons, Duke Turkey, and fellow knights have now come together to speak with Emperor Alanulo. Alanulo, would you please start the conversation?
Wait. Turkey, hold up. So before we begin, sorry to interrupt. I have a special thing I want to do real quick.
Wait. Drew, not yet. I want to do something first.
Hey?
Turkey, can you sit on the throne for a second?
Why?
Just
okay. What are we doing?
What?
Can I trust you, Turkey?
What?
Yeah?
What's
you
happening?
like this, right? Sitting on the throne?
You put me on here. I don't know what you're talking about.
In front of all these people?
Oh, he's calling him out here. He's calling him out.
Oh, what are you getting on about?
I know that you've colluded with the Plains Alliance. And I know that you want to take over this nation. Take this throne for yourself.
Whoa. What?
There's nothing you can do at this point to convince me that you're not plotting a revolution against me. I caught you red.
Yeah, what?
Yes, I've talked with Plains. I've also talked with Desert and Jungle. I am a diplomat. And I'll tell you this, all those people that I talked with will become our allies the moment we turn this place into an actual democracy.
Why are you secretly leading people off my island?
That's
because
right.
I thought you were going to kill them. And to be honest, so did I. So that's the point of this meeting.
What?
You want to get rid of me?
Yeah. Of course.
You know
what?
How about I just leave, and you won't have to deal with me again?
There's a button there.
I'm
There's a
just
lever
gonna-
there.
Okay.
What did he plan? There's something above him.
Yeah, and then you'll come back with an army.
True.
I'm sorry, Turkey.
There's lava underneath. Oh, is there? There is. Damn. Why did he build that whole thing up there, though?
Wow.
Oh, shit. He just... Wait, what?
Wait, they're killing Turkey's supporters.
Oh.
They're hunting down his supporters as well. This is crazy.
Damn.
Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island, and many of Turkey's supporters were killed. The few who were able to escape immediately swam to the other islands to tell everyone exactly what happened.
What?
And all of the knights started executing Bernie, surrender Turkey, they assassinated some of the most loved members of Akalon.
When a freaking Turkey's death message appeared in chat, people around the world were outraged, and shortly after, the leaders of the allied nations started activating their militaries, putting them on standby.
Yeah, this has to, you know, cause a war or something.
To make sure they're ready for battle.
Meanwhile, Alanulo got word that the allies were preparing their armies, so he declared a full lockdown, reached out to his own allies, and called them to the Akulon castle to be ready in case the allies declare war. And sure enough, when the Blaze leaders talked with Theria and Seth, the votes was unanimous. On day 10, the Alliance of Democratic Nations officially declared war on the Akulon Empire.
Damn. I'm still wondering what this tower is, though.
Luck and great success. Hopefully, we all see some of you tomorrow to sign the Constitution of the new Akulon Republic, the new Akulon Republic that we all dream about having. Thank you all.
This isn't about us. This isn't about our lives. It's about getting.
I'm still getting chills, man. It's so good. Holy shit.
All the allied nations met up at the center island so they could attack the Snow Island together.
Unified front. Yeah.
Today, we fight for revenge. We fight for
There's so many people. Holy shit. There's so many people. Oh my lord. Holy. Dude, this must... Like, I'm just thinking out of just a gameplay experience. Like, wouldn't this lag the server so bad? Or am I wrong?
Alanulo had set a trap. The Akulon builders had taken inspiration from history and created what they called the Iron Torch, the most advanced defensive tower in the world.
What the hell?
Complete with dangerous height, sturdy walls, arrow slits, and lava cover. This is crazy.
This is an insane build. Holy shit. So they knew this was gonna happen, so they were just getting ready for it.
They're here.
But how are they gonna get in though? How are they gonna get in?
Time can never be your trusted friend.
There'll be a lot of casualties here.
No, it's the harshest mistress of all.
Bro, what?
And life is just a chain of moments spent, 1,000 hellos and
Oh, so that's how you get in. You get like the ladder there, okay.
maybe a love like ours.
Like if they just like destroy the ladder and then they just shoot them from behind, they can't get in. Damn. Bro, this okay. Wow. Oh shit. How are they gonna get in? That's what I'm wondering. Oh, this is out. Okay, now here we go. They are. Oh, okay. They're climbing the tower. But how many players are there though? Oh shit. The stalagmite. Down, down. I have a heart. Somta. No. Yeah, so they gotta be creative here and like. What? What? Bro, they're like literally doing everything they can to like surround them. This is insane. What? I wonder how long this battle took. so many people. Holy. Holy! Oh, this is gonna become all-out warfare now. What the hell? There it is. Oh my god, he's gonna do a clutch through the water? No! Damn! He died!
What? Alanulo died!
Holy shit. Is that it? The war is over now? They don't have to kill anyone else now?
Soon after Alanulo died, the Aculon Empire officially surrendered.
Good.
Wait, Aculon officials say they surrendered? Kill, still kill them.
But even though Aculon surrendered, the allies didn't stop fighting.
What?
No mercy, no mercy. They're all saying
No mercy, what?
Like that, there was a purge on the Snow Island. But this time,
holy shit,
it was the supporters of Turkey doing the killing.
Oh, okay.
Absolute slaughterfest.
Holy shit. You know what? Fair on them, honestly. Get their revenge.
After a while, the Allies had completely taken over the Iron Torch, and all the Aculon forces had either been killed or had fled the island and gone into hiding. And with that, the Alliance of Democratic Nations had defeated the Aculon Empire.
Let's go.
It was only when the war ended and the clouds parted that the Allies were finally able to reflect on what they had done.
Yeah.
They had succeeded, but they had also shown no mercy.
Yeah.
When their enemies surrendered, they continued to be ruthless and thirsty for blood. It was as if they had become their enemies.
Yeah.
As the Allies each safely returned to their homes, now with a clear mind, many of them felt regret.
Yeah.
Neither side was completely innocent, and the war was complicated. But at least it was over.
Finally.
And the Allies had won.
Days later. How many died though? Damn! 200?
Over the next few days, the people of Plains, Theria, Seth, and a few smaller nations created a world alliance with a massive parliament building on the center island where world leaders met to discuss the affairs of their nations and, most importantly, to keep the peace. And the first order of business was pardoning the few living players who fought for Aculon so they didn't have to live in hiding.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the snow refugees were able to move back to the Snow Island and
Yay.
create the new Aculon Republic, putting democracy in snow. They also tore down the remains of the Iron Torch and put in its place a graveyard honoring all who died in the Battle of Aculon. And overlooking the graveyard
Rest
was
in
the
peace.
man, or Turkey, who inspired
Holy
them
shit.
all.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Holy shit.
And so, the jungle went back to hosting comedy shows, the desert went back to pursuing the arts, and Drift Chicken went back to running Los Pollos Hermanos.
Yes.
After all that happened throughout the days, things were finally settling down.
Look at them, they're just prospering now.
For many players, the newfound peace allowed for new stories to begin. But for us, it's a good place to end.
Yes. Wow. I have chills, bro. I actually had chills. Holy shit. What an ending. Good job, Ish. Good job. Wow. I feel like definitely like the second video they made now was definitely better. Obviously, like the production is just higher value and everything of it. It's definitely good though. This one is really good. I can see like why people like it and why it became a second season of it. This is really good. I enjoyed this. I saw that you guys requested more videos to react to, so I will try and do that as well. If you like this reaction, you can go ahead and let me know, and let me know if there's anything else you didn't like. Yeah, and I'll see you guys next video. Peace.